So how does one get into audiobook narrating and voice acting? Yeah, you've probably seen that video 100 times, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm some kind of coach or life guru telling you how to get there. Instead, I hope to kind of just give you the general idea of what you should avoid and what kind of things you should listen to on your path to becoming a voice actor or audiobook narrator. So back over a decade ago, around 2012-ish, when I first got started in voice acting, I tried to voraciously read every book on voice acting I could find, go to the library, the bookstore, try to find any new podcasts that were out, any forums online that I could find to talk to other people about how they got into this business. And the biggest problem I ran into back then, which you're going to run into the exact same problem now, is that when you're seeking out these experts in the field who are at the top of their game right now and reading their books and their material on this, is that a lot of it will be about how they got into the business back when they started. Because those books I was reading back in 2012 about these amazing voice actors and their life and how they got into voice acting, it was all from 15 years before that. So all the things they were talking about, the avenues they took advantage of to get to that point, didn't exist anymore. Because the truth of the matter is, from like 1930 to 1990, like a 60-year period of time, voice acting was pretty much accomplished the same way. You really had to be either in New York City or Los Angeles. You recorded in person in a studio. Equipment cost a lot of money, so only professional studios had it. And it was a pretty small group of people that did these jobs, especially any kind of high-tier job or really big money-making job. And talk about audiobooks, they had to be recorded in a studio as well. That was a lot of equipment and a lot of tape. So by the time I got started in 2012, the way these very successful voice actors got started was not relevant to me anymore. It was just in the tip of the wave of everyone starting to get their own at-home studios and equipment being affordable enough to have in your own home. And the internet was starting, so all these pay-to-play websites popped up where you could audition online for voiceover jobs. So the landscape was already changing so much compared to when these people got started. And now if you, a person starting in 2025, ask me, a person who got started in 2012, it's already completely irrelevant again. Unfortunately for me and the next generation of people, we don't have this 60-year gap of time where things didn't really change that much in the voice acting industry. With new technology now, things are changing almost every single week. And now with AI, who the hell knows what the hell's going to happen? And even before AI, there was the social media evolution. So after all that blabber, what exactly can I tell you about getting into voice acting and audiobook narration? Two things I think are really important. Find people who have also started fairly recently, and I'm talking within the last couple of years, who are very successful. Do research on them, find out exactly how they got to where they are, because that will be so much more relevant and helpful than finding out how your favorite cartoon actor from 10 years ago got started, or how an audiobook narrator got started 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago who's still really popular right now. So find someone who got started just a couple of years ago and is already very popular. What did they do to get there? Another huge tip is get rid of your ego and take some acting classes. If you don't already have a background in acting, that's okay, but you need to take acting classes. This is like every other profession in that you need training. And with the explosion of people out there who are trying to be voice actors and narrators right now, you will stand out if you have a modicum of acting talent. And I am no acting master, but I've been acting since I was 16 years old. And I take classes all the time, and we'll talk about that in another video. So once you have some acting training, you've researched what people who have recently become successful are doing, get a fantastic recording space, get a decent mic, notice the keywords there, fantastic recording space, decent mic is fine, and then follow their path. And just keep in mind that path of success will be completely irrelevant probably within 2 or 3 years now. Now in future videos, I can be a little more helpful in getting into details about the nitty-gritty of little things that will help you in your career along the way. But this is a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but also very true that things get outdated very quickly in this field now because of social media, because of technology. And I don't want this to be misinterpreted that coaches and teachers are not important, because that is not what I'm saying at all. We'll talk about coaches and teachers in another video, but they're very important not for helping you build your career, for making sure that you can have a career in the first place. But that's for another video. But please follow for more videos like this, and I'll occasionally be live recording my audiobook sessions, so stay tuned for that. And until then, love is love, and be kind to each other.